know already, this is my first video for this channel. Um, just kind of wanted to run down kind of what it's going to be about, what I'm going to be doing on here, so people can get kind of a gist of what I'm about and what I want to be about. We'll see where it goes. I mean, it could go down a different route. I mean, I don't know. I kind of just want to, throw out my ideas on crypto and um, see all the so we can see all the opportunities out there together. That are presented in crypto because they're enormous, they're immeasurable. Um, but everybody starts out in this thing in a different way. I think there's tons of different ways to start out, and I think some people have started some unique ways, some people haven't. You start looking around this thing. I mean, I remember reading about it originally. It was I read an article on Satoshi, and I guess he was him or whoever, a group of people, her or whatever, were the inventors. They invented a Bitcoin, wrote up the white paper, kind of made it a decentralized coin, something that couldn't be manipulated by governments or banking entities, stuff like that, on nefarious characters, because there's plenty of them in the world, right? Um, and it kind of intrigued me. I started reading into it and finding out what was going on, and I kind of got the gist of, is this like a government entity that did this or something? That's what I was kind of thinking. It still could be. I mean, no one really knows for sure. And although as of today, they have said that they found somebody that kind of fits all the criteria to be Satoshi. He's currently in prison right now, and the coins still haven't moved. And it moved from his wallet, so he's got quite a big chunk of coins sitting there, and he could be dead. I mean, who knows? Who knows who it is, what it is? Maybe he's waiting to dump him on the market and change things forever, because that would change everything. And I remember reading that story, and it got me, got my interest piqued my ears up. I started reading more stuff on it. And for me, I don't know how. I know most people. It's all, I open up a Coinbase account and I start stacking coins. And I found an exchange, and I don't know. I've always kind of been like this, man, where I see something and I want to find out what all the opportunities that it has to offer. What's the ins and outs of anything that I get into and look at that I'm interested in. And I mean, right away, I didn't even buy any. But I didn't buy any for over a year, man. Um, Let me see. Let me get out of this screen and show you kind of like when I got in, man. They were like $600. They were about $600. I started reading up about it. The price hadn't climbed quite yet. It was in this kind of like end of 17 here. I kind of started really looking into it, and that was when I found out what mining. I knew what mining was from the jump, but that's when I really started looking into the mining aspect and seeing if it was something that was feasible for me. Because I'm just, I'm just an average Joe, just an average person with a job and family and stuff. And first and foremost, this is my hobby. This isn't a job for me. I'm not depending on, hoping that trade closes out for me, or I'm not going to eat next week or tomorrow or whatever. I got to provide for my family no matter what. And for anybody that is into this for that's cool. That's on you. If that's the way you want to live your life or whatever. Right? No, I'm not here to judge anybody, man. Believe me. Because I remember when I came in, all the nastiness and craziness that happened when I got in. At this time, there was hardly anybody doing it. I mean, I remember I used to look on YouTube, there was hardly any videos up on it. And I got into the mining aspect, and I don't know if you guys know what great seed miners are. I started buying a bunch of them. I had them spread out all over the place, man. And I had those fans rolling, and I quickly realized that, the technology is kind of outpacing the hash factor here. And you got to kind of, you mine for a minute, and you got to dump these things, man. You got to get rid of them and get into the next, biggest, brightest, and shiniest object out there that's coming out next. You can't sit around on these things and play patty cake all day and think that pass those on to the new guy that's walking in the door and figuring it out, and that's how I got mine. I mean, I got mine. Saving some of them were new, but some were used ones, and I'm sure they were the guy that figured the same thing out I did. So I just kept flipping them, man, and that's how I did it. I didn't even buy any for a while, man. I mean, it might have been, man, I did it all this summer right in here into the winter, and I remember the winter was cool, but then the summer came back again here. Um, yeah, it was at 2016, and I went down over here, and the price started slowly climbing, but I was kind of getting out of it. I got this summer right here coming in 17. They started to peak a little bit for me, and I was like, wow, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe what I got here. And I started out in Crypto, which was an exchange. If any of you know, remember that one, defunct exchange, sort of like Mount Gox. It was a little bit smaller though. Quite a bit smaller, I think. I don't know, but they had a lot of different coins on there. I had no clue what I was doing. I was putting them in there. I was trying to trade, and I'd never had no trading experience before in my life. I tried it out, and I got hammered with overtime at this time, and that's what slowed my journey. And it's one of my regrets. I know, I made great money at my job. Hitting the overtime. Don't get me wrong there, but I had a lot of things lined up with the mining aspect, and I was going to go into some other things, start learning how to trade better. And one of the biggest regrets was back here. I wanted to set it up, and we were kind of tight on money, and it was about $600 or somewhere right in here. I wanted to set up an automatic, payment for. I got paid every week, so I wanted to set up automatic payments from Coinbase, from my account, and just buy, 25 of each, because it was just Bitcoin and Ethereum, I believe, at the time. Litecoin just came in, or was there? I can't remember, man. It was a few years ago. I'm sure someone will let me know in the comment section, right? And so I wanted to buy the two because I just felt like Litecoin was just, the light version of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin rolls, Litecoin will come right along with it. That's what I figured. I didn't figure, that it would take it over. I still don't think that, but weirder things have happened in this space because as I went into it, man, it was it was just a straight up house of mirrors, man, a fun house, and it was crazy. And when I got hit with that overtime, I kind of had to phase out of the mining. My lady, my internet connection was in my son's room. So I had him in my son's closet. After a while, once I got into the A6, the bigger units and stuff, I got out of the grid Cs because I quickly realized those things they're just mainly novelties, I thought, at the time. And so those miners there, they were heating up my son's room. My lady's, "Oh, get him out of here. Your son's room's boiling hot. It's the middle of summer. What's wrong with you?" And, all this pixie dust. You think you're going to run around here and sell all this pixie dust? No one's going to buy that stuff. That's what she used to call it. It was funny. I still throw that in her face a lot, because after a while, we got hit with that overtime. It was 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. And I was just too tired to mess with anything. My mind wasn't thinking about, my hobbies. I really wasn't. I was coming home, going to sleep, getting ready for the next day. And, one day I got a pop-in alert, and it was right in here. An alert popped up on my phone, and it said I had 4,000. That Bitcoin was at $4,000. And I couldn't believe it. And I had been sitting. I put them on an exchange. I left them on an exchange, and back then they didn't really have a hard wallets that they do now. They did, but they weren't that prevalent, as they are now. So I left them on the exchange, and oh man, they were actually. I opened the exchange, and they weren't there, and I freaked. I saw they ripped me off, man. This is this is Mount Gox all over again, or whatever, and they ripped me off, and I was getting ready to email them and everything, and I happened to, say, "Yeah, well, I was on this other exchange too," and boom, there they were. They were just sitting there waiting for me. I'd mined a few of them, quite a few. What I was mining was dodgy coin. Okay, originally, I did fluctuate. I did a multi-pool. I take that back. I did a multi-pool mining. What do you call it? Mining pool. They did multi-coins, whatever was most profitable type thing, and then I would shoot them into Cryptsy, and I was pushing them all into Dodgy. I liked the Dodgy coin. I thought Dodgy coin at the time, I knew it was, I know it's a meme coin. I know it's just a meme coin. It's actually doing pretty good now that I look back at it. I mean, I had millions of the things, which is insane. And, I mean, millions and millions of them things. And, so I thought it was going to be like, a tipping coin for social media. That's the way that I kind of interpreted what their vision was for the future. And I figured, all the big guys on the block are going to use that, Twitter, Facebook, and, all the different things. Instagram wasn't as big back then, but it was coming up. And, so that's what I thought, that's what I figured. I said, oh, they're going to integrate it into all these social media platforms. Everybody's going to be tipping with Dogecoin, and it'll be a big thing. I didn't think it was going to be, worth tons of money. I just thought it would go up to a couple cents or something, and it'd be a life changer. So, that's what I messed with. And I realized, after a minute, I said, and I started spreading out. And then I said, you know what? I had all that overtime. I wrapped it all up into Bitcoin, sold on Cryptsy, threw it on that exchange, spaced it out, honestly. Honestly, I spaced out during that overtime. Didn't look into it, and started getting back into it, man. Once I hit that $4,000, man, when I found the coins, I withdrew them right away, put them on a wallet on my computer, and because my plan, I had them on the exchange. My plan was I was getting into a bot, and I had a bot set up, and I was going to get into it, and I just ran out of time, and I spaced it out, honestly, and they were only worth a little bit at the time, and I figured I'll just let them save there and whatever. And so I went into I had them on that exchange. I got them out, put them on my computer, and then, man, honestly, I got I caught the bug, man. Caught the bug, and I got into everything and anything I could get into. Tried to figure everything out, and where it was gonna go, man. And I rode this wave up, man, and it was insane. If any of you were there for it, man, wow. And any that weren't, get ready for the next one, because it's gonna come again. It always goes in cycles, such as anything in life. Uh, so I believe that, Uh, so I rode that thing up. It was insane. The things that were going on, the different opportunities that were available. There's plenty of opportunities to get ripped off as well, and that's one of the things I wanted to touch on here as we move forward. Just the sliminess of it, man. There's plenty of it. There's plenty of dark alleys to go down, and find these shady characters there that will bash your head in a second and take everything you got. It's just an analogy, but yeah, I mean, there's plenty of that going on, but there are plenty of great people in this space, that are really, honestly and truly into this stuff for what it can do for society, for humankind, man. I mean, right now it's an unregulated space. It's wide open in this space here. After we've come down, um, there was a lot of entities that got involved. Now that it came down, a lot of scams were exposed, and people were investigated, and not that much stuff happened, man. Honestly, I mean, I don't see mass arrests and people going to prison. It just didn't happen. It didn't. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll happen later. I don't know. It's been years now, so probably not. Because it's unregulated. There was no law against anybody doing all this stuff. It didn't exist, man. You can try a fraud law, but this is a worldwide uh, thing. I mean, it's a worldwide currency. There's no way to touch it. But I could be wrong. Right now it's like it's like the cowboys out there, and they're just doing whatever they want. Okay, sort of like, okay. Um, I think right now, as we speak, some of that stuff is being implemented, and as well as all of the things that are coming to fruition for coins that started out that had huge expectations on what they were going to be, because there's over 1,000 and something coins, maybe 2,000 by now. I don't know. I haven't counted it up lately, there are tons of coins out there, and I think each one of those represents an opportunity for the average Joe and Jane, man, because hey, we're allowed to get in this right now. When that regulation comes in, then it may not be as easy for us to get in. Okay, this is the average person, man, can throw in some chunks of money off their check and jump in and try something out and see what goes where. If you're getting into something with a use case, and that's what I honestly believe after watching all of this right here unfold, all this stuff, this craziness and this nastiness right here unfold when it dropped down. Honestly, I made more coming down, to be honest with everybody, because I got into some different things, which I will get into with you, excuse me, as well. I got into plenty of things that would make me on the way down, and I pretty much just accumulated on my way down and stacked as much as I could. And I honestly wanted to start a channel right up in here when this was flying up, and I just started to notice all of the stuff that was going on that was really shady. And I was really, honestly, I was afraid of like regulation coming in and saying, this what you're doing is illegal. And so that's what I was worried about, and I kind of stayed off on the sidelines. But yeah, here we are, man. 2019. What is it? June 3rd, 2019. And what are we sitting at? Looks like a flat line here, huh? At 7,900 ish. I actually have a trade in right now, as a matter of fact, and I am in the green. So, and we'll go ahead and stuff like that. I'm in the green right now on that. I should probably close it here after as soon as this video. Hopefully, it doesn't do nothing crazy during this, because that's one thing, you do have to babysit this stuff. You have to babysit your Bitcoin for sure, or any coin that you're in, because I think in the future, man, honestly, everything is going to be on the blockchain or tokenized. It's going to be one of the two. And so far, those are just like kind of what's out. And I think there's some other things coming, and they're in the works. And if you expand your mind and kind of think about what will be going on in the future, what are the things that are going to need to be regulated and tracked and stuff, you're going to kind of see that. I mean, almost anything's going to be on the blockchain. I mean, maybe not the air you breathe. Maybe not. Let's cross our fingers on that one. But everything else besides that. I mean, the water, your utilities, property is going to be a huge one. That one's already starting. Like I was telling you, the smart money is already, the technical smart money is already getting in. They're already building the infrastructure and everything. It's not all the way there yet, but it is being built. And for stuff like that, for like the property, like I was saying, stuff to track, blockchain to track items and goods as they go through the warehousing industry, straight from the field, that they can track stuff through all the way to practically going in your mouth. And that's going to be all tracked. And some of it is being tracked right now. Little do we know, right? Everything's going to be on there. I think one of the major ones that will help people is elections. I think it will be rolled out in some small country just finishing up a civil conflict, and they're trying to go to the democratic route and figure out who should rightfully be running that country, and they'll put it on the blockchain and make sure that everybody votes, and nobody has a outside influence. All the votes will be counted. None of the dead people will be voting that just died in the war. None of that kind of stuff. No double votes, anything like that. It will all be on the blockchain. And just think of that one analogy right there, that one situation, and transfer it into anything else you can think of in life, and almost anything can be on there. I mean, cars for recalls, I mean, anything. That stuff's already being implemented, man, right now as we speak, and they're dirt cheap right now. The coins to implement those processes, that the coins will be used to build the bridges between those two things, between the customer and the supplier. So those things are coming, and you got a front seat, man. This is your opportunity now, right now, to do this, okay, to do something that I truly believe is going to be, a world changing. This is the internet of money right here. Okay, that's what this is. Um, and my goal mainly, is just to try to get as many people as I can in here to help with the mass adoption type phase, because I think we're getting ready to head into that, especially once we get another uptick. We've just had a nice little uptick here, um, back into the 8,000 range. I mean, we were down here dying, and I mean, it was gloom and doom for a lot of people. I remember, I know a lot of people that were talking about that online and stuff. And I watch other YouTubers, man. I read Twitter. I try to read every article I can up on this. I know my wife hates as much time as I do spend on this stuff, but I enjoy it, man. Like I said, it's a hobby for me. The day that I don't enjoy is the day I won't do it no more. Pretty much. So, you know, as we build up to that, I want to get to, touching back on that. I'm looking to get as many people as I can in here. And I remember how ugly it was. You would ask questions and people would just look down their nose at you and talk to you like, you don't know what you're talking about. You just got in, you don't understand it. And, everybody had this I'm in it for the technology type attitude, and you're not, man. Miss me with that. It's cool. All that stuff is cool and everything, but at the end of the day, I mean, everybody wants to make something out of this for their time that they're putting into. I mean, let's just be straight up, okay? Um, I know there are a lot of people thinking far ahead and have lots of great ideas out there, and I do not knock them. Don't tell me don't think that I'm trying to say that. I'm not. I think there are plenty of people out there that are trailblazing this stuff, and we can ride along right with them. Um, we can be in on the ground floor. This is our chance. This is not going to happen for everybody very soon. We're not going to have this for forever. Um, I wanted to horde. I mean, I just want hordes and hordes of people to come rushing in and and into the space, just kind of like.
Running out of time.
And so as it gets bigger and bigger. I just want to help people. When they come in, I remember how it was, man. I came in like a fish-eyed fool, walking around all wide-eyed, and had no clue about this. And people, deposit your Bitcoin in this address. Don't trip. And people sending you messages like that and telling you, yeah, you can get into this pump and dump group. And yeah, and little did you know you're the one getting dumped on. Um, you're the one they needed to dump on, right? And you're sitting with some garbage shit coin for months to get out, that you had to get out of. Um, that's kind of where I want to be at, man. And like I said, I watch other YouTubers, man. And I would like to help a lot of newer people, but any of you guys want to look, let's bounce some ideas off of you, and let me bounce some ideas off of you, bounce them off me. Look at programs that you're in, programs I'm in, coins I'm looking at, or whatever I'm looking at, because I'm into a lot of different things, and that's what I want to share, is all the different diversified things that I'm into, because you should be diversifying. Uh, Not to the max, but pretty close, man. Pretty close. I never put, because a lot of things fail in this space. It's brand new, like I said, unregulated. Things are bound, the shit's bound to hit the fans at one point or another with a coin or a program. Because, I mean, these coins, they come out with all these 1,000,001 promises, and they only deliver on a few, honestly. There's only a few that actually have delivered on almost everything they've said, and I'm in it, believe it. So, that's kind of where I want to be at, man. I kind of want to touch base with you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for your time.